coming together to tackle the homelessness crisis. Mayors and deputy mayors from nearly every city in the county gathered today in Solana Beach to coordinate a regional response. Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Carlo Cicchetto.
And I'm Steffi Roche. News 8's Richard Allen is here with more on what they agreed on, as well as some disagreement over the best way to determine the number of homeless people.
Well, Steffi and Carlo, that's right. This was the 5th annual Mayors Symposium where leaders from 16 out of the county's 18 cities showed up today for a closed-door discussion organized by the San Diego Rescue Mission. And while the media were not allowed inside, we did talk to some local leaders afterward on the progress being made and the work that remains to be done.
We need to solve it, and it's been a long, ongoing problem.
With the exception of Santee and Coronado, the leaders from all of San Diego County cities came together today, signing a regional declaration committing to work together to combat homelessness.
It's not a contract, and we don't have a strategic plan, but it's just the thought that they understand that homelessness is a regional crisis. We got to work together.
But there are still some divisions, including what's driving homelessness in San Diego. While some point to a lack of housing, especially affordable housing, other leaders point to mental illness.
70% of the people have a combination of drug and psychosis, and they're the ones that typically refuse services, and they're the hardest one to address.
Homelessness has very little to do with housing. It has very little to do with finances. It has everything to do with addiction. And until we have the political will to say addiction is the real problem, we're not going to come close to solving this problem.
National City Mayor Ron Morrison says that cities like his need more assistance at the state and county levels, especially when it comes to funding mental health services.
Quit up in Sacramento passing laws that basically tie our hands more and more to keep good things from happening. And at the county level needs to be stepping up and putting their money where their mouth's at.
El Cajon Mayor Bill Wells also took issue with the accuracy of the county's annual point-in-time count, a once-a-year snapshot taken in January of the number of homeless people in San Diego.
We came to the conclusion that the only way to do a point-in-time count that actually does anything is if we did it ourselves. And so instead of having one point-in-time count a year, we're now doing 4, and we're footing the bill for that. But we want accurate numbers.
I think that it's a very inaccurate way of capturing the number of people sleeping on the streets.
Donnie D. is president of the San Diego Rescue Mission.
I think it's gotten worse over the last couple of years. I think the eyeball test tells you, regardless of what the point-in-time count says, I think the eyeball test tells you that we got to do some things differently because what we're doing is not working.
Now, for its part, the Regional Task Force on Homelessness, which conducts the point-in-time count every year, tells News 8 that the point-in-time count is federally mandated, meaning it is required. Now, it also says it is a minimum count at best, a snapshot in time. They call it an imperfect tool of counting the number of homeless people on our streets.
So what does the San Diego Rescue Mission suggest as an alternative to get an accurate count of the homeless in our county?
Yeah, that's a good question. They're advocating for something called a by-name list. They say that's more effective. That's essentially a comprehensive list of every person in a community who is unsheltered. That information then is put into a database that all service providers have access to. Now, the Regional Task Force on Homelessness points out that along with the point-in-time count, they also track on a monthly basis how many people are currently in the system and how many people have managed to find housing. But it is an inexact science to determine how many homeless people we have on our streets on any given night.
Right. Well, thank you for breaking that down, Richard.
Thank you.
Thanks, Richard.